Can we please open with Resident Evil and then I'll bounce out. Please, everyone who played Resident Evil. Please.
I played it.
Please.
I played it. I was in.
Please.
Yeah.
Please. Damiani played.
Damiani got in there, right?
Did you play, Jones?
No, I did not, but I like it.
Okay.
Did you check it out?
Absolutely,
Right,
I
okay.
did.
Do I leave my water bottle?
Hi, everybody.
Sorry, chat. We can't read you at the moment because our computer fell asleep. But Blood is monitoring chat. It's not like we're ignoring you completely.
Well, Damiani is showing them something at the moment.
Oh, okay. What are you showing them, Damiani? Yeah.
Show that.
Oh yeah.
Look at this.
Is this morning?
This is Black Friday.
Oh, look at that guy.
That guy represents
That guy's a hero.
E3. That's a good E3 guy.
Yeah, did you see the GameSpot stage? That happened to me Wednesday morning when I was on the GameSpot stage. We saw it right in front of us.
Yeah.
It was like the running of the bulls.
Yeah, just to make it super clear to everyone, that Nintendo booth was only Zelda, and it still wasn't enough.
Yeah.
They needed like twice. That guy's still doing it. He's still praising the sun. Yeah. I think he knew they would be recording it.
Somebody is always recording something.
Oh baby.
Oh, yeah.
Here's another update for you.
Like that's what I want after E3 is I want all the photos that I was in. All the times I just walked right by somebody and was like, in the background.
I try to peek in.
I was really happy.
Sure.
I know you want to talk. Sorry, the Recore Twitter feed posted an image of all the people in line, and I was in there. It's like,
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Since we just did our little personal story things,
You got a person who
I've
represents E3?
got it's a quick one, but and it doesn't really encapsulate every encounter because I actually what's that?
RE7.
Resident Evil 7, Damiani. We need you.
Yeah. Damiani will get up here.
We need you.
But like I had a range of different experiences, interactions with people. I had time, where I was in line with people and I talked with them for a very long time, and I had times where fans would stop me and we'd chat for a while. But I also had people that were too busy, and I was too busy, and it's just that little wave. And one of those people this morning, I've never even actually met in person. Like we've had a few Twitter exchanges, but I was walking by the GameSpot stage. And Lucy James is on live, interviewing somebody. I didn't even see who she was interviewing, and I just kind of like make eye contact, and just this quick little facial expression of acknowledgement. She saw me, and then keep going,
Has to be as tall as Blood. You can.
That is true.
Easier to spot you in a crowd.
Super jolly.
But I had quite a few of those moments. So like I saw Keely, I was like, hey Keely, and that was it.
Yep.
Nice. I never saw Keely.
Yeah.
I saw Keely. I saw him. Said, how you guys doing? What are you doing? What's your coverage?
Damiani, you get
I was
in
like,
here?
we're just streaming. We're just playing. We're all here. He's like, good. How's Jones? How's Bossman?
Yeah.
It's jolly. Keely.
The hot news I wanted to share is that the Cleveland Cavaliers have won Game 6. It's going to 7 games.
That happened.
I'm a baseball fan.
Okay.
But I like Game 7s.
Yes.
Yeah,
in any
it's always
sport.
exciting.
Game
yeah.
7.
Yeah. Damiani!
I saw that. What is this cup? No cups.
Okay. So
We should get Ben on here too. 5 of us. Everyone that's played. Jones is a
I'll
Resident Evil
back out.
fanatic.
I'll back out.
Are you sure?
Yeah, if he's played
No.
it should be people who played it. I mean,
okay.
I can,
Do you want to
did
do?
play it.
Do you want to do a
We can
preview of
have
what's to
5.
come? We still have to do that. We got to like
We can
prepare
have
everyone for
everyone.
our night of programming.
Yeah, start us off. Kick us
Yeah.
off.
I mean, I can.
on.
Yeah, I'll drop a little hype on the table.
Finale.
Since the advent of the current generation of VR, I have tested VR once, other than today. I've been completely and Easy Allies in general has been totally taken a back seat to just the whole trend that is VR.
I love VR.
I just a long time did consider like a rush. I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna miss it or the boat's gonna leave. It's like, no, this is clearly the beginning of this amazing virtual journey we're all taking as an industry. I will jump in when it's time.
Yeah.
And then they made a Batman demo and it was time.
No, Jones, we gotta save that.
We'll
We gotta
save it. We'll save it. But I just want to set it. I tried the very, very first model of the Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
When they had the Venice demo or the Tuscany demo. You
I did not
you were
I was not
in a
that
house and you walked around.
Sure.
And then I played 3 minutes of Team Fortress and was just like,
Barf.
and it was just had to do Batman. Certainly when Kyle yelled at me and told me I had to do it too.
Yeah, we'll get there, Jones.
So that happened today. So I definitely want to get
Andrea
in.
Renee.
So this is not only the Resident Evil discussion, but I want to talk about VR. I want to talk about.
Do you want to just kick off with Batman right now, then? Let's do it.
Considering that Huber is
People
now
want
behind the curtain right now.
No, we'll get to it. We'll get to RE7.
It says RE7.
All right, Damiani. Oh, I see right up here.
They've been demanding it.
That's the full title.
Yes. Yes.
And in
That
Japan-
is the official 100%
You know what it is in
Capcom
Japan?
representatives called it.
Yep.
It's same thing.
In,
It's called
in Japan, it's called Biohazard 7 Resident Evil.
Whoa.
Boom.
Yeah.
Whoa.
This is backwards.
Back to the roots.
Hype.
Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
Wow.
They apparently had a long hour discussion internally about is that what they're going to tell people.
Let's go. Can we go?
I can say one thing that I experienced about Resident Evil, even though I did not play the demo.
Okay,
And
alright.
I've not done it in VR, and I've not played the demo that is now available on PlayStation 4. Capcom built a haunted house in the middle of E3.
They sure did.
Done.
They
Period.
sure did.
All you have to say.
Ben, are you gonna join us or what?
Oh, he's behind the curtain.
All right. Ben, get up in this chair.
Ben has revealed himself.
Ben, what do you got there?
Is that like some Starbucks energy drink?
No, this is alcohol, man. That's
Oh,
where I'm
okay.
at right now.
It's the last day of E3.
Yeah. Giant can of alcohol.
It
Okay.
is now time for Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
They don't say it like that.
I know.
They don't do that.
I know.
They
You
might.
push start.
But this is not the game. This is not the game.
All we've played is a
I
demo.
know.
Yes.
No, like the demos, like when we did RE6 demo back in the day.
This
it
is
said-
much
it said
different.
Resident
This is
Evil
much different.
6.
This is not part of the main game confirmed.
Yeah.
Who's gonna kick us off?
You.
You.
You, Mr. Huber.
All right, I'll kick us off. So I've played through this thing a couple times now, and initially it is very low key and very deceptive. Whereas PT immediately you're like, how do you do this? How do you get through this? The first run through of this demo is relatively straightforward.
It's super short.
And super short. But as time goes on and you start to really pick this thing apart, it has become an enigma, riddled with undiscovered secrets that just have me chomping at the bit to discover them and to put all the pieces in place. Straight away, the first one, people still do not know what the hell the dummy finger is used for. That thing is in a drawer in the very beginning of the game. You come out of the room, and there's a dummy finger. No one knows how to use this. But let's go macro here. Let's start at the beginning.
Please, I love macro.
Resident Evil has reinvented itself before, and now it's doing it again
From the depths.
from the ground up. And I told Brad this. We were walking, just talking about it at E3, and I said, you know, after Resident Evil 6, they could have done absolutely anything to get me excited. And in my mind, you know, especially when they announced Resident Evil 2 Remake, I kept thinking that Resident Evil 7 was going to continue the formula of Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 6, Resident Evil Revelations 1, Resident Evil Revelations 2. Thought it was just going to do it again. You know, maybe tone it back, maybe go more on the evil within side of things. When this hit, I was not expecting it, and right now I am so happy. I am so excited. It feels like a rebirth. It feels like fresh life has gone into this series, and I can't wait to just find everything out. It's so mysterious. Resident Evil has never been this mysterious before.
And the other thing that it's so simple, but it really means a lot to me is, when was the last time you said, "Oh, Resident Evil scared me"?
Yeah.
You know, like
Yes.
I feel like I haven't said
Yeah.
that honestly since maybe certain
3?
sections. There were a couple of parts of 4 that
Yeah.
that got me a little bit, but I remember there were moments in the Resident Evil remake that just absolutely terrified me. And the thing, and this is important because I think you're gonna really like this too, is how the demo uses sound.
Yes.
And how it uses suggestion to create you psych yourself out
Yeah.
more than things actually happen in that game, and that's super cool.
Yes. You hear things like upstairs. You hear just like, or you'll hear like a banging on the door.
And can I tell you about VR?
Yeah, let's
So I
let's
did
dive
this
in.
demo in VR.
Yes.
What'd you say?
I did this demo in VR.
So did I.
So did I.
And the way you talk about those things
Yeah.
is enhanced by VR.
Yes.
So this VR, there's two different kinds of VR really. There's like standstill VR and there's VR where you have a controller in your hand. And I got to try both today. This is a controller in hand, and I love it.
Yeah.
Basically, you control like a regular first-person shooter with your 2 analog sticks, but kind of like Splatoon, you have some more adjustment with your own head. And so it's extremely easy to navigate. Not only that, it's extremely easy to look over your shoulder suddenly. When you hear a sound, you can look up at it immediately. When you see a creepy thing hanging from a ceiling, you can like look around it. When you're scared, you can crawl around on the floor. When you don't want to look over a corner, you can get close to it with your positioning, and then you can go like this. And the camera, I mean, it moves that fast.
Yeah.
It moves that fast. You are in this world. I have to say, PlayStation VR looks bad. The textures in this world
Yes.
are
Thank you.
cruddy. They're
Okay.
like
Yes.
they're like something between PS2 and PS3. They're
It's like 480p as
Yeah.
opposed to 720 or 1080. Like, because I played the demo normally
Yeah.
the night before. The very next day I played it on VR.
Yeah.
And it's like pros and cons.
Yeah.
You know? It is doing all those things. It's letting you really immerse yourself in the world.
Yeah.
But at a cost of the visuals.
Yeah.
Especially with distance, and that's what's a little scary with VR, is that they said this demo is way smaller in size and scale. So things are gonna open up. You know, you're gonna be in the woods probably. You're gonna be in huge mansions probably, or like a huge cathedral, or just large environments. Even in this demo, like the back door, that there's like one of the longest hallways. Like further in the distance is just pixelation,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
pixelation, blurry.
I see a lot of concern from chat. Don't expect all games to look like this. This is a game that was converted to PlayStation VR,
Yeah.
not built from the ground up for PlayStation VR.
What you're saying though, despite that ability to respond so quickly and have that feel more natural,
Yeah.
I feel like especially in a first-person horror game like this, if I think to myself for a minute like, oh,
It wears off.
okay,
It does wear off.
Yes.
okay.
With all VR, you know, there is a time it takes for your body, mind, and soul to kind of take everything away and just go into that world.
Yeah.
And within a few minutes, you know, things become more excusable.
Yeah, you'll still see paintings though on the wall, Ben, that look like, oh, that just looks like a bad JPEG. That'll definitely still happen.
Yeah.
because that was something that was so effective about PT is you never had that moment where you're like,
Oh, PT looks good.
Yeah,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
and
yeah.
But this not VR looks like PT. Like when I
Yeah,
first
it
booted
does.
it up,
It
I was
really does.
shocked. I was shocked about how good it looks. But playing in VR, now I'm not going to be able to sleep at night for the next 6 months because I'm going to be having an internal struggle to VR or not to VR.
Yes.
I truly do not know. It offers many pros and a couple concerns.
I don't buy this for a single second.
I'm playing in
What do you
VR.
think he's gonna do? VR?
Michael Huber, you told me that you finished Resident Evil 2 more than 100 times.
Yes.
And I said, really? 100 times? And
Yes.
you said, actually, I counted them more than
Swear
100 times.
on my life.
You will not only play Resident Evil 7,
But the
VR
first,
and
of course,
non-VR.
But I'm saying the first playthrough.
right, the holy playthrough.
The first
holy
playthrough.
playthrough.
What will I
Right.
do?
First VR. Do
Because-
VR first.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
you screw up that first playthrough, you will spend the rest of your life thinking about like, where would I be now if I didn't screw up that Resident Evil 7 playthrough?
I know. It's such high stakes.
Where would my life go?
Damiani, what do you got to
You
say
did
about
VR. You did VR, right?
Yes, so let me say that today was the first time I'd ever played any game other than Virtual Boy in VR.
It counts. Virtual Boy counts. It counts.
And my first experience, I won't get to it. My first experience was the 15 thing they had there. Which
Pronto,
is,
okay.
but it was baby mode because you're stationary the whole
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Your character doesn't ever really move
Yeah.
physically. So no problem with that whatsoever. I'm like, okay, VR, I get it. I see what VR is. Jump into Resident Evil 7. They lock me in and stuff. I had a little bit of a warning from a person who played it for me. He's like, you might feel queasy or something. If you do, just close your eyes, raise your hands. I didn't have to do that, but more than once, I was just like, not feeling like physically, not because of, so there's nothing to do with RE7. This is not an indictment of
just
RE7's
VR.
demo, just VR. So to answer that question, I am 100% not playing in VR first because it just breaks the illusion, or it just takes me out of it. And I'm thinking more about dealing with my physical, like, it was like pseudo headache / pseudo like queasiness. It never got any worse than just like an annoyance, but it was there. I'm like, I just want to enjoy this demo. Like, I was doing all weird things. Like, I was closing like one eye. Like, maybe it's like 3D shit where if I close one eye, the effect won't hurt, like, won't drive me insane and stuff.
But this didn't happen with Prompto?
What?
With Prompto,
no,
you were fine.
It was a combination of moving and using the analog to move, and also trying to look around.
Sure.
My mind was just like, this is not right. Like, not natural. Like, and I have a problem with things when they cover my eyes where I can't see peripheral vision. My brain just goes nuts when you don't feel in, like VR. None of these VR experiences, I've only done 2. I don't know if any of them properly do peripheral vision yet. Like, they fill in, even if you adjust it, they fill in all the way into the like your blind spots so that you're totally immersed. Until they can do that, VR is going to be a problem for me. Anyway, too long on VR. Let's get into the demo.
RE7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me know, Damiani.
So
Feed me.
I really liked what they did with this demo, in the fact that it just drops you in, and it just like is that like go. You know what's up. You're like, shit, I'm in a haunted house. What's going on? Doors are closed. I love the one thing I did like in VR was that your head was the light source, but I was constantly turning around, and I'm sure in the demo when you turn on normally, like when you go down far enough through a hall, they were purposely darkening shit so you couldn't see far enough, and I love that. I was like, I can just see down corridors, see what's coming. I'm gonna shine the light, and you like look back, and you're like, even with the light shine, it's like it's dark. Yeah. It's like, okay, what's back there now? And then you just walk in, like the first room is like normal. It's got like some piano in there. It's got like the TV set. It's got like the fuse box, missing a fuse. Like, it's missing a fuse. Like, okay, this is Resident Evil. Like I feel this.
Find the items.
Go into a corridor. And you're like, what's on the corridor? First thing you see, like Blair Witch doll shit in like this room. You're looking up at that. I was like, all right, this is not going to be good. And then you hear a noise from the kitchen. It's like, let's go to the kitchen. It's such a small environment. And then there's like the stairs to go upstairs with the mannequins. And then there's one extra hallway. And I'm like, is this it? Is this like walk down, walk back? Is this really going to be the PT corridor thing again? It's like, please don't copy that. Then you get the tape. It's very easy. Everything,
tape is so cool.
I thought it was gonna be like difficult, like people were gonna take a long time to figure out what to do, but they did drop things in like perfect spots for you to like naturally look at stuff. And I don't want to forget this because I want to talk about this now. So I'm gonna just jump ahead to when you get the tape, you play the tape, how you jump into playing the tape, especially in VR. I'll give it that. I was like, am I supposed to move or something? Is this gonna like it went to a spot and I'm like, am I supposed to move?
And did you look around when
I looked
when you
around?
went in?
I was like,
woods?
whoa! I was like, there's a
Oh my
woods.
God, yeah.
I was like, looked around. I was like, okay, can I go backwards? There's a wall. You couldn't.
Yeah.
But it was like, you got to participate. I was like, oh, you're a part of this VHS tape. Like, this is kind of cool. Not passive, totally interactive. And you go inside, and shit. Now I'm trying to remember the part I said not to forget. Oh man, what was it?
The axe.
No, not the axe. I'll just keep going through it though. But they're going back. The part where we're trying not to spoil anything for people. That's what I'm curious about. That's
I mean,
what I'm hooked up on.
It's out there. It's been out there a couple days, and that's also why I wanted to wait till the end of the E3 discussions. So I think we can just lay it all out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's this one part where, so when you go into the video, you're like the camera person for these two guys who are checking out the place. You break in. You're not
Insidious.
Yes,
They do like a Ghost Hunters
It
TV.
is like Insidious vibes, which is what I love about this. It's ghosts.
So the point about them like directing you, like the first playthrough is gonna be so good because I hate when you're gonna know all the tricks and stuff and know all the beats because it's gonna ruin it on your second playthrough. But the first playthrough, like one of the perfect moments is when someone walks ahead and you know something's gonna happen. You want to follow them, but the other guy calls like, "Hey, take a look at this painting." You just instinctively look at it just long enough, and then he goes, "Hey, where are you? Where'd he go?" And you look back, and he's like, "He's gone." You're like, "I fell for it! Damn it, I fell for it!"
I was like, "Where did he go?"
I wanted to follow him because I wanted to see what's gonna happen. And like, nope, he's gone.
Beautiful craftsmanship. That is what it's all about. Are moments like that.
So Yeah, be wary. Like, don't read. No, when this comes out, don't read shitty guides and stuff. Like, you're gonna need to play this because the second playthrough, more so than like most other games, is probably be so like you're just gonna know too much. It will lose a little bit of its magic.
Let it take you. Let it feed you.
And you know now when he vanishes, you're just like you're gonna find him in some. Like, you think you either find him dead or he's going to be, like, a zombie or something.
There's nothing creepier than calling out to a person and the person doesn't respond in such a small house.
And he's trying to, your other buddy's trying to play it off like, I can't believe this, man. What an idiot. Like, why did he do this? But you can sense kind of the fear in his voice. He's like, shit, guys, like we got to find him. And literally, like, there's only two options. Go up the stairs to this room with mannequins, or you just go down the hall to that room with the door.
You hear something.
Yeah, you hear shit, and you're like trying to bang open the door. You go inside. And you're like, what's going on here? You go through that crawl space. So good.
You open that with a brick. A brick in the
the fireplace. So you got to pull down on the hook.
Yeah.
You go into that weird back room and you just see the ladder down to darkness. And your partner, you're the camera guy. Go get the hero shot of me.
The VR in that is super cool because you can legitimately look down.
And then you can look at the face of the person who's talking to you.
Yeah.
And you can say, like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
So that part was kind of cool, but you can't. Again, beautiful how they don't let you see far enough till you get down there. Yeah. They force you, like, you can only look so far when you're climbing down the ladder. You can't, like, it because in real life you can't totally look behind your back and letting go and stuff like that. It'd be like too weird. So they don't do that. You get down there, the first thing you see is seeing guys standing there facing a wall, like classic, like Blair Witch horror shit, like, and you're like, okay. Do I have a weapon? Do I have anything like to defend myself right now? Do you walk to the side of him and try and peek around? I was like, no, we're not ruining this. We are going right up and tapping him. We're gonna pull that face around. Oh man, it didn't scare me because I knew something was gonna happen, but it was just that reveal of the face.
Yeah. And tying into that too, that is one of the most beautiful things about this when it is compared to PT is. You now have that information. You now know that there is a lever in that fireplace. You start on a second playthrough, and it's like, okay, let me just pull this right away.
Right.
Completely leads to other things. The Easter egg that connects this to Resident Evil, a picture with an umbrella logo. My favorite.
A helicopter.
Yes.
A helicopter with an umbrella.
And it's funny because a helicopter is in every single Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Every single one. And there is a helicopter of some significance.
A message that says, are they watching us?
Yes.
Yes.
And
is Umbrella watching us from a helicopter?
My biggest theory is that this is somehow tied to Resident Evil Revelations 2. I'm not going to get into major spoiler details because probably...
Drop it.
Please don't.
Yeah, I don't want to. Revelations 2 is new enough as to where probably not a lot of people have played it, but... I feel it in my bones that this game is somehow connected to that. If there is a big connection at all, it will be to that.
Huber.
Yeah.
So, the very end of the demo, for me, for my experience, my first time, I like the way you think, because your objective is get out of the house. That was your only, by the way, that was great.
Yeah,
your objective is literally get out.
Yeah.
Escape the house, whatever.
Get out of the house.
The last thing you see of the supposed ending, which we'll talk about if it's what it really is.
Yes.
You creak open the door, you see the light, that hand on the shoulder spins you around, and in VR, I watched as it happened. It hits me. I literally just said out loud to the people watching, I'm like, ow. Like troll style. I was like, ow.
That's one of the moments in VR that's unlike anything is I'm crawling down this hallway to the exit and I can look behind me really fast.
I know what you played, Kyle. You were like, you hit the crouch
You're
button.
like,
you were like baby mode. You were baby mode crawling, like looking down at the floor, like if I don't see it, it won't hurt me.
I was definitely crawling for a lot of it. Yeah,
you're
absolutely.
Like, if they don't see me, motion eyes.
But like as you're unlocking a door, you can look behind you the whole time. It's so cool. It's so different.
Did you like in the video in the videotape when you walk far enough from the entrance? When you look away and look back at one point, it's shut. You don't hear it shut. It's just shut on you.
Oh God. Oh.
Dang. I was like waiting for that Kyle, like, let me out. I want to see Kyle run back there. Oh, let me out of here, guys. It's not where it's supposed to be. I can end the demo now if I just leave now.
Yeah, I hated it. I hated being in that house, legitimately. Like, just felt dis-ease.
Yeah. Isn't that awesome?
It is.
For a video game to evoke that from you?
Yeah.
To affect you on that level.
You brought up a beautiful point about how this mechanic of going into the VHS world and manipulating and learning information and taking that back, and how cool that is. And they said that this demo is not representative of the final game, and this is just its own little special thing. Mm-hmm. But you think about how they could use that mechanic. But another thing that when comparing it to PT, PT is kind of a psychological experience. You don't trust yourself. The world is changing around you, and that is a very, very, very cool experience. But RE7 felt much different than that to me because it offered two very different things. When I was by myself in the non-VHS world, every single noise freaked me out. And the touch I loved is you're in that first room and you go to open the door and it just opens a little bit. Oh, and you're like,
the hand.
You're going to make me push the button again? Yeah. What's going to happen the second time? That was so cool. And just you're hypersensitive to everything. Like any object you touch, it freaks you out. But when you go into the VHS world, it's a totally different type of horror. Mm-hmm. And I feel like there are really two sides to this. And the reason that is because you're with other people. Mm-hmm. And their fear gets reflected back onto you and that interaction. And when they're addressing you and just seeing them slowly freak out more over time is totally terrifying, but in a completely different way. And I loved having both of those.
Yes. And going down the stairs in VR is really intense. I can't even describe it. You're just stepping down and you just keep and ghosts. It's ghost time in Resident Evil. It just feels like a new era once again, and to all the diehard Resident Evil fans and the non-believers out there, it's the words of encouragement that I can give are that it is something new.
Yeah.
It is exciting, and if you are still not pleased with it, Resident Evil 2 remake is on the horizon. It's like they're all in. We gotta talk from all angles. That you can still have that, and I always say too, because Resident Evil 1 through 3 are my all-time favorites over 4, 5, and 6. And you know what I say? They're not going anywhere. Those games are not going anywhere. Queue them up anytime you want.
Please.
Can I interject? So I have one concern. So there's one thing. So yeah, it's called Resident Evil. It's not called Resident Zombies. So and actually one thing that I noticed when I was doing the Resident Evil retrospective is I'm like, what? It isn't about zombies. Like it is. You would think it's a zombie game. It's about BOWs. It's about biological weapons that they are creating. Like that is always what each of the stories is about. Like it's about the T virus, which was created by Umbrella. I am totally down for ghosts. In Japan, the original title of the franchise was Biohazard, so I would like it. I wouldn't be disappointed. I wouldn't say it's disingenuous to the franchise, but I would like it if Umbrella is somehow involved.
They are
in these ghosts being created.
Oh, they've got to be.
You know what I mean? That's it. Yeah. Especially with the helicopter. Yeah. That's it. That's my 2
Which is crazy because again, they've said that it's after 6. Yeah. We know of the events, Neo Umbrella, everything that's happened. This is just. It is such a different beast than PT because there are so many questions. PT was its own thing, standalone, Silent Hills. Who knows if it's connected?
You finished PT without questions?
No, of course. But this is the longest running horror franchise in history.
It's canon.
And it's canon.
Yeah.
It's after everything. It's the farthest in the timeline. So it's how that connects to everything is the mystery. And it has my head spinning. You get a phone call. Is it Ada Wong? Who knows?
Quick question, Huber.
Oh.
What are you going to do if one of the ghosts is Simmons?
From RE6?
Brad, you almost had me right there. I was going to erupt. I thought you were going to say, what are you going to do when one of the ghosts is Wesker?
He's not dead. He ducked.
He ducked. If this is about Wesker's ghost trying to come back to life, I will be hyped.
10 out of 10.
I need your opinion on something, Huber. Very, very, very clever people on the internet have deduced that, or they guess that on the VHS tape there's this number, and this number alludes to a very specific thing. And have you read this theory?
No.
Okay. Well, there's this number, and they've basically pieced together that Resident Evil 7 could potentially contain a demo for the Resident Evil 2 remake.
That would be
Basically,
so beautiful.
It has a product code for a demo, Resident Evil 2 demo disc.
It would make
How cool is that?
perfect sense because, again, this is a rebirth. It's like we're going back. It's Resident Evil, and Resident Evil Director's Cut had a demo of Resident Evil 2. So this would be just this full circle cycle. But I talked to a Capcom PR representative, and I was pumping her for information hardcore.
Okay.
Tell me, Dummy Finger, Wesker, Umbrella, tell me everything.
Yeah.
She was a fan. She was hardcore. We were bonding over Resident Evil. And I was like, Resident Evil 2 remake, where is it? Is it back here? You got it? NDA, I'll sign an NDA right now. She said, it's still a long ways off. It's still in pre-planning phase. So who knows? This game comes out in January. Can they get a demo that fast?
No.
Who knows?
No.
I'm just going to hold out hope that maybe they'll do something similar to Resident Evil 7. Some small little...
Yeah.
But...
Hubert, when we did the frame trap bets, you said, I bet Resident Evil 7 is going to be at the show. And I didn't believe it. And between Shenmue 3 and Resident Evil 7 and all of the things that we've seen at E3, God of War being emotional, I'm just going to create a fantasy and hop right in.
Yes, man, yes!
I want to believe.
Just believe!
Yeah.
Huber,
Yes.
would you have preferred if they had just released this as a demo? No Sony press conference trailer for this. Released this as a demo and called it Before Kitchen. Like that was like BK or something. And if you find out you solve the dummy finger riddle, which everyone's still trying to figure out.
Yeah.
It just brings you to like a room and it has like the biohazard symbol.
Resident Evil.
And then it played the trailer you saw. Like the music, you're like, what the heck is this? And then at the end it shows the 7 and does that. Would that have been a better way to reveal this than the
For me personally, no, because we wouldn't have had time to beat it because of E3, so somebody else out there would have discovered the magic.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have had the moment anyway.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I love the way they did it. It was so out of left field. This is the last thing I've got to say about it. Just they're doing something so different, so drastic that even when the 7 was on the screen, I still didn't know it was Resident Evil.
Yeah.
That is how radically different this is, and I applaud Capcom and the franchise for doing something so different, yet still honoring the legacy. It's beautiful. Like, take me. Let me see. I'm down for the ride. Whatever you want to do, Capcom. Anything's better than 6.